Haciendo otro viaje. Nimeingia.
There's so many women that have gone before me and have taken to the sky.
Do you think there is a need for women in space?
Well, is there a need for men in space?
All these women have been my role models and my inspiration, and I couldn't be here today without them.
Islam Turisi is the woman behind a leading COVID-19 vaccine.
Women bring an energy to rap that did not exist before.
And the Grammy goes to Cardi B.
Who knows how many others could have been the first if they'd had the chance to try.
Pattern Beauty is launching. I'm the first person in my family to start a business.
Let's talk about some glass ceilings being shattered.
Hugo to buy summited heights no woman before her had reached.
We can show girls that anything is possible. It doesn't matter what they look like or where they come from. They can change the world.
There's so many women that have gone before me and have taken to the sky.
Do you think there is a need for women in space?
Well, is there a need for men in space?
All these women have been my role models and my inspiration, and I couldn't be here today without them.
Islam Turisi is the woman behind a leading COVID-19 vaccine.
Women bring an energy to rap that did not exist before.
And the Grammy goes to Cardi B.
Who knows how many others could have been the first if they'd had the chance to try.
Pattern Beauty is launching. I'm the first person in my family to start a business.
Let's talk about some glass ceilings being shattered.
Hugo to buy summited heights no woman before her had reached.
We can show girls that anything is possible. It doesn't matter what they look like or where they come from. They can change the world.
A very good morning to feel that you are. There are various ways that you must be knowing that you're truly a remarkable person. But first and foremost, my name is Mary Modoni. I am the president and the CEO of the Women in Business Kenya. Women in Business Kenya is a platform that caters for you, anybody who is doing business. You're a woman, we have got access to market, access to finance, access to information, access to credible networks, and access to being a remarkable person. And our partnership with Google and other partners with ourselves, we are happy today to host each one of you and to make you really, really comfortable. Now, before our great speakers come on board, I was just thinking through and I was trying to find out what is it that it is that happens and somebody feels that I am really a remarkable person. Because being a remarkable person, if you look or if you Google what the meaning of remarkable is, you'll actually find that there are specific things that define you. There are specific actions that will define you if you set yourself on the move. And one of these things are facing your fears. Sometimes in life, you have so much fears of things that you may not even understand, but you've got to face your fears if you really want to be remarkable. And the second thing is to do what you love. In business, we say business is about passion. If you're a woman, you've got to be passionate and do that which you are really passionate about. And of course, something else is to be bold. Say it as is. Put it on the table. Ensure you are putting it as boldly as it needs to be. I'm sure our speakers will elaborate some of these issues and speak really great about that. Other than being bold, it is really good to listen. Sometimes you may think that you know, but we always say you cannot be a know-it-all. listen. Today, you're here to listen. You're here to interact. You're here to voice your concerns. You're here to say that which you would love to say and boldly put it and state it. I am saying this because I feel I am a remarkable person. And the next thing, of course, is expose yourself. Many a times as women is when we stick in our own cocoons, even when things are really hard and we are not able to come out strongly and say what we can be able to or pick or do what we are able to do. Expose yourself. Go to meetings like the I Am Remarkable meeting. Join other women. Ensure you are with people. Get exposed. And getting exposed will not find you at home. Solve big problems and little problems. It does not necessarily mean that when you solve that big problem, the little problems, you can ignore them. Ensure you solve each and every problem and tell your stories. Everybody has a story. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know your story. Where did you start? How did you start? Who did you start with? Make it a story worth listening. And of course, learn something new every day. Today, I am challenging you. By the time you leave this meeting, I want you to have something really remarkable that you have learned from the speakers, from the comments, in the comment section, anything that you will have picked from this meeting. It must be something new. Renew yourself every day through the small things that you're listening to. And be open. Be open. Speak it out. Talk to strangers. Speak it out. Help others. Be honest. And of course, be yourself. And this morning, we are very glad to introduce to you great speakers, people who are going to elaborate to you and speak to you more about being remarkable, a remarkable person. Ladies and gentlemen, feel remarkable today. I want to request those whose microphones are on so that you can kindly mute so that we are able to listen to each other. Please be remarkable and ensure you mute your microphone, and we welcome the speakers to give us the nitty-gritty of being a remarkable person. Are you a remarkable person? And at this juncture, I want to introduce and give a chance to the first speaker, and I can see him ready, Ben Roberts. Ben Roberts.
I think Ben may have stepped out. Let us hand over to Edith.
Eva.
Sorry. Yes, sorry.
Eva.
Eva, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Eva Mariah. Yes. Thank you very much. I had talked about Ben Roberts, but now I want to present to you one of the greatest women that I admire so much in this city, and not just in the city, across the country. Eva is one of the most amazing women and a very remarkable woman that you can ever come across. I will allow her to briefly introduce herself, and then she can take over the podium. Eva Mariah.
Oh, wow, Mary. I must confess that was not expected. And thank you very, very much for your kind compliments. Good morning, everybody from far and wide. I can see that we are from different geographies this morning. Those in chilly Nairobi, a special warm good morning to each one of you. It's lovely to be on this call. And thank you very much, Google, for embracing women in business and KEPSA and partnering with us on a very material engagement, because in the context of being African, and particularly for us as African women, we have not been socialized to step up and tell our story with perhaps the passion necessary, or with a conviction. But now, in the day that we live in and operate as entrepreneurs, as professionals, as people who engage perhaps in civic duty, as political leaders, we now need to learn that we must own our storytelling, so that we tell it factually, we tell it persuasively, we tell it collaboratively with the things that our audiences care for most, and we tell it so that it compels others to come along with us in the journey of life. So I want to commend Google. Mary did ask me to introduce myself. I currently serve, I've been honored to serve on the KEPSA board managing gender and SMEs. So when I was invited to be part of this conversation this morning, the I am remarkable tagline is just so powerful, to think that other markets have felt the transformative energy of it. It really, truly aligns with the Ajira program that KEPSA continues to be extremely proud about, and one that aligns with what KEPSA stands for and what we believe will be the ultimate impact of the Ajira program. So salutations in order. I don't want to take too long, because I'm sure my colleague, but to say that it isn't easy, for different reasons, perhaps our socialization, prejudicial ways in which elder people or communities, or maybe bullying in school, could have spoken things that perhaps have embedded in our psyche. And even as we engage as entrepreneurs or professionals, you find that you're constrained in how to better tell your story. So what I'm excited about is this I Am Remarkable initiative begins to challenge us and give us a stretch goal of saying each one of us has a beautiful part of their story, irrespective of our background, irrespective of what culture we come from, irrespective of the experiences of life, irrespective of the failures that we may have been faced with. I am an advocate of fall 7 times, but pick yourself up 8. So as we come to think through how to use the instruments that will be made available to us through this training, I'd like to say, approach it with courage. And I heard you, Mary, say so. Courageously face your truth and find the beautiful part of your story to tell. Be your best advocate. But even as you advocate, think through your capability. Think, what is it I am so good at? What is that thing that differentiates me? What is that thing that provides an opportunity for people to come back and say, hey, let's collaborate around this? And then even as you think through your capability, be committed to your story. Let there be consistency to your story. Let there be something that gives your personal character to come out of your better told story. And of course, tell it with the right empathy, so that you're wearing a lens of compassion and others can come along with you. But with absolute no doubt in my mind, I want to challenge all of us on this call this morning to face up being remarkable, because each one of us has a beautiful part of a story to tell and there is an audience ready to hear that story. You just need to tell it consistently, tell it in a differentiated way, tell it multiple ways, using multiple channels. New media today gives us that opportunity. Native media has always confined us, perhaps, to allow the story to be told by others. But today, each one of us has the opportunity to be their best reporter and their best journalist. So I'm calling all of us to do that. And as we do that, let's collaborate on telling a better story about this beautiful continent of ours. Let's wear a lens of compassion in the way in which we will tell the African story. There are beautiful people on this continent, beautiful initiatives, beautiful successes, lots of positive impact. Let's be that generation that tells a better African story, tells it with the right passion, tells it with the right persuasion, so that we can leave our indelible mark. So thank you very much, Mary. Thank you, Google. Thank you, KEPSA, for inviting me into this conversation. And I'm now really delighted to hand it back to Ben Roberts, the chair of the ICT and Youth Sector Board. Thank you and good day to everybody.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And if you're on, please just clap for Eva wherever you are. Eva, you have given it as it is, and we are so excited to have you because you're one remarkable person. I want to give you the meaning of the word remarkable. And according to my dictionary, the word remarkable means it means worthy of attention, striking. When you're worthy of attention and when you're striking, such a way that when you walk into a meeting, everybody just wants to listen to you. If I walked into a meeting or if I'm in a meeting and I see Eva, I can tell you for a fact, I would not ignore to tell her to say something because she is worthy of attention. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking into the mirror right now. We want to see whether we are worthy of their attention, whether we are striking. And in this juncture, at this juncture, may I have the opportunity to introduce our next speaker, amazing Ben Roberts. The floor is yours, Ben Roberts.
Thank you. Hi, and I'm happy to be here. I managed to just about make it this morning. I've been running late and on the road, but I'm here today from actually from a school in Kitengela, which is it's not deliberate. I'm here for a meeting, and but I'm going to come back to that. But you know, I'm from Liquid Telecom, and I mean, I think you know one of the things that I've done in the job at Liquid Telecom is spend a lot of time over the last 20 years building the digital infrastructure for the whole of the continent of Africa. And for us, that means fiber optic cables. It means data centers, but you know, haven't built digital infrastructure. You know, we really we're seeing people using it in banks and mobile networks and Safaricom, people like that using the digital infrastructure. But you know, we really built this for people to do amazing things. You know, we built this digital infrastructure for people to innovate and people to do new and exciting things and to develop, you know, new startup companies and mega businesses from Kenya and from everywhere in Africa. And very much a focus of ours at the moment is in leaving their African behind in terms of digital adoption, digital use of this infrastructure. So that brings me to, you know, one of the reasons why I'm at this school today. So I think a key area of what has been slowing down the adoption of digital services is digital skills. And we I work in KEPSA as well. I'm the chair of the ICT sector board, but we do a lot of work. I've done a lot of work on Kenya's digital economy strategy, which is focusing, a lot of that is focusing on digital skills, which we classify into three sort of areas. One is the basics of digital skills, being able to use a smartphone, set up a website, pay, use e-commerce, that sort of things, the basic digital literacy. And I can assume that most people, if they're on this call, they have already some, a good grounding in those digital skills just by being here today. But then we come to sort of the mid-level digital skills, which is, the digital skills you need to be a knowledge worker, using normal programs like spreadsheets and word processing, databases, these sort of things that you need to be an accountant or a lawyer or any sort of profession which is not an ICT professional, but everything is using ICT in work. And then we have this high level of skills, which is just it can be your programmers, your data scientists, your people working on artificial intelligence, people developing the future applications and computing applications for the continent. So it starts early, right? So that's part of the reason I'm here today, and we are very focused on providing connectivity in schools and helping people sort of start using and getting those digital literacy skills at the earliest stage at primary level. This is a primary school, and then moving on, and taking that forward as they go into secondary. So I think Kenya is making great strides with the competence-based curriculum, which is bringing this notion of digital skills into every subject. So I think it's very important for us, and the investment in connectivity is really what we're looking at. But I just want to talk about the digital divide, and when we look at sort of data from the Kenya Census 2019, we see there is some gap. When we look at the data they collected on laptop users and people using the internet, we see there's a gap between the genders. There may be in Nairobi, it might be about 5 to 10% less women are using the internet than men. But we see as it gets into rural areas, we see from this data, we see a bigger gap of maybe 10 to 15% of this people are using the internet, having the basic digital usage. So this is something we need to work on, work on together. Everybody in the space of the digital, in the digital industry, and Google are here sponsoring today. Obviously, they are very much aligned with us, and they're also investing heavily in digital infrastructure, one of our big partners. But when we get to the high level skills, a fascinating fact, from the schools where we've been providing connectivity, we did a survey of ICT teachers last year and we asked them how many girls were in the Form 3 and Form 4 computer studies classes for the KCSEs, and we found it to be about 40%. So in Kenya, that's 40%. It's our survey, but in UK, it's about 10% of girls are in classes doing computer science A level as an equivalent level class. So that's remarkable for Kenya, and remarkable to. I think we've got a lot of passion for women and girls studying these high-level ICT skills that are required for the 21st century. So I come to really, what can we do? And I think, the digital space and all the platforms that we have enable us to talk about what we do. And I'm here talking about what I'm doing, just here on a webinar, but there are so many other platforms, social media and making your own website, blogging, joining meetings like this. We've become accustomed to having conversations online, and there are things like Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces where you can just drop in and have a chat about these things. So, I look at, there's a few people I sort of really follow what they're doing, but a couple of, I'm gonna just mention a couple of young women who I think are doing really remarkable things and telling that story on a digital space. One is a young lady called Sylvia Gathoni, and she's a professional video game player, and she's also a lawyer student. But she's using the digital space to really tell the world. She's been signed up by an international esports company who are sponsoring her to play video games while she's doing her studies, and really, she's been on BBC, CNN, really telling an amazing story of what she's doing, and I've got to know her through these digital channels. But it's just an example of somebody doing remarkable things and using the digital platforms to tell the story. Another one who I follow very much is a young lady called Winnie Rioba, and she has her own travel business, and she uses a lot of social platforms to talk about her trips that she does. She does trips for girls in Kenya, or women and girls in Kenya, all to different places and in other countries in Africa as well. But really making the most of digital spaces and telling the story of the trips and upcoming trips and promoting the tourism in Kenya in a better way than I see all of these government institutions who are supposed to promote tourism in Kenya. So I think I just wanted to mention those. I'd really like to see how people are using the digital platforms that we've been creating, and it makes it worthwhile when we see people creating new businesses, creating completely new professions online, using using the tools that are there, the platforms that are there, enabled by the infrastructure. And anyway, that's. I think I'll conclude there. Really, everybody here, you're all remarkable. I've mentioned a couple of remarkable people, but well done, and I'm really happy and thankful to Google for organising this, and looking forward to the rest of the workshop. Thank you.
Lovely, lovely. And thank you so much, Ben Roberts. You have blessed our morning. I feel that I've actually added, if we had the degree of being a remarkable person, I feel a better person this morning. And from your busy schedules, you have taken time to be with us this morning. We truly appreciate you, Ben Roberts. And please don't forget, we are going to have many more forums. Ensure that you join in, and we shall invite you for a second session. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We are back. Extraordinary, exceptional, amazing women. At this juncture, I want to call upon Edith Njeri. I can see she is ready. Edith, I can see you smiling, bright. How is your morning, Edith?
Hi, Mary. Good morning.
Hi. And how is your morning?
My morning is amazing. I'm so excited.
Oh, lovely.
I'm feeling like, oh, this is another chance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exceptional woman. Exceptional woman.
So I'm ready.
Please take the floor. Please take the floor. Take us through. Coach us. I am your student. 200 plus women and young men are on this forum. Edith, it's your chance.
Thank you so much, Mary. And before I even start, Mary has been one of those people who doesn't know me. I also don't know her, but I follow her on social media. I like what she does. Today was the first day I was listening to you, and I was saying, yes, such platforms need to be organized every day. I know you don't know me, but I'm your top number one fan because of what you do. And thank you so much for inspiring a lot of women here. And I'm sure by the time we're ending this session, people will be different, people will think differently, people will think business, people will start appreciating themselves, and a lot of many things will happen here. So thank you so much, Mary. And hi, everyone. Yeah, I feel like now we are starting. My sessions are always like very active. Everyone is going to talk. Rebecca, I've seen you've been very active, taking notes. That's so good. Thank you so much for joining this call. So allow me to share my screen so that we can be on the same page. Yeah, and I would like to set some ground rules. Okay, sorry, a minute. I am not going to be a speaker. I'm not going to lecture. This is going to be a very interactive session, and I can see amazing, remarkable ladies and gentlemen in this call. So just allow me to share my screen so that we can start. Now, very simple ground rules. I know everyone is familiar with this. Number one, please mute your microphone. Those who are joining, and those who are the ones who drop off and they rejoin, ensure that you mute your mic. Then I would like to see the people I'm talking to, so you can turn on your camera, because as I said, it is going to be an interaction, not a presentation. Then introduce yourself on the chat box. I saw it, we had started, but I would want to know, when you're introducing yourself, just tell us, hi, I am Edith, joining from Nakuru. I am an assistant program manager with the Ajira program. Yes, just tell us what you do on the chat box. Then we can kickstart. Some people had started doing that, but it is stopped. No one. Hi, everyone. Piranto, founder and CEO, Naripol Honey Enterprise. Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. Yes, Madam Mugo. Hi, I'm Joyce Kedemi. Welcome, Joyce. You know, it will be good if we know your presence here. That is part of being remarkable. You know, when you get somewhere, people should know that you're there. Dr. Lo, welcome to this call. I can see Quinta. Thank you, Quinta from Samburu. Oh, thank you so much. Then Grace, a lot of people, thank you so much. Eldoret, you are represented. Naivasha, watu wa Naivasha. From yesterday, it has been Vasha, and we are coming there. Yes, Doreen from Nairobi. Thank you so much, everyone, for introducing yourselves. You know, by introducing yourself, maybe someone wanted to link up with someone like you. And from the chat box, please see what people are doing and connect, network, every day internet, and I'm using the phone. Okay, so thank you everyone for the introductions. I think I need now to stop sharing my screen, and so that we can start. Everyone is still introducing. So how many people on this call have interacted with the I Am Remarkable session? How many people have interacted with the I Am Remarkable session? Okay, so I think not a lot of people. So let me start. Personally, I will start by introducing myself, what I do, and how I first interacted with the I Am Remarkable session. So I Am Remarkable is a Google initiative that, sorry, I said I introduced myself, then I state how I interacted with the I Am Remarkable session. So my name is Edith Njeri. I work with Imodis as an assistant program manager for the Jira Digital program, and I'm also an I Am Remarkable facilitator. I started facilitating in 2018, and I have been doing this for quite some time now. And my first interaction with the I Am Remarkable session was at the Google offices in Westlands, where we were being trained on how to be remarkable facilitators. We first went through the session. I felt connected with the session. I felt something I've never felt before, because I got a safe space to express myself, to interact with different people, different ladies and gentlemen doing different things. So that was my first interaction with the I Am Remarkable session. So it is a Google initiative that was started back in 2016, but it was being done by Google internally. But after that, it has been a program or an initiative running across the world. And I can say from the time they started statistics in May 2021, we have had 230 participants, 19,000 workshops in 150 countries have participated in the I Am Remarkable session. So that is I Am Remarkable. When the program was starting, it was purely for women. But for now, this session is both for women and the underrepresented groups around the world. So let me tell you something about these sessions. You're supposed to feel free in this session. We don't record our I Am Remarkable sessions because this is a session that we talk about everything, share about our achievement, share about our challenges, and how did we overcome our challenges. There are some places you're not safe. So that is why we are not recording. And anything that we talk during these sessions stays in this session. And we don't talk about what was shared in a session. So that is I Am Remarkable. So we're going to start with introductions, which we have done. And I'm so happy that everyone has participated in the introductions. Give some feedback on research. Then we have a workshop exercise. Then we have a discussion. Very few things to handle or topics, but I'm very sure you're going to enjoy. You're going to feel fantastic. You're going to feel so good after this session. And you can also be a facilitator after this session. So what is I Am Remarkable? And I have just introduced what I Am Remarkable is. And the workshop, what we strive to achieve is to empower underrepresented groups to speak openly about their accomplishments in the workplace and beyond, thereby breaking the modesty norms and glass ceilings. This is a place whereby you can tell us what you have achieved. You have seen from the introductions, we have CEOs in this call, we have students in this call, we have entrepreneurs in this call, we have our mentors in these calls, we have people who we look up to in this call. So this is the safest space. And your achievements, my achievements, they are all different. And the way we talk about them determines who is this person. I need a florist for my wedding. How can I get this person? Is this person someone I have interacted with? So this session is majorly to build your confidence and also build your competence. When you're going to speak about it, the more you speak about what you master, and I saw somewhere where it was told, fake it till you make it. And this session, we're going to share about all our achievements and about different things that we have been doing. So let me ask before we start this session, and I have just explained that the workshop strives to empower underrepresented groups to speak openly about their accomplishments in the workplace and beyond, thereby breaking the modesty norms and glass ceilings. So I have a question. Can someone tell us, how do you perceive people who speak openly about their achievements? Do you speak about your achievements, or do you say this person is bragging? I don't speak about achievements. People will come to steal from me, you know. I can see Tabitha Wambua, you're saying uh, they are brave, envious of the person. People will get envious. They are outgoing. Yes, people are outgoing. It can be taken for pride. That is true. Confidence, independence. Do you like being told that you are independent? Do you like to be told that you're confident? You know, these are some questions we need to ask them ourselves. I can see people saying, I admire them. Marlene, do you do it because you know you admire something you want to do, but you don't know how to start? Yeah. They are bold and confident. You can talk about your achievements without coming across bragging, dependent on how it comes out. Okay. Sharing is caring. I'm so happy to see the very positive comments from this call. They are confident, but it becomes arrogant if they are not self-aware. Confident and generous. I manifest quietly. You don't see a tree yelling, a tree, I have grown a branch. Okay. But we don't know because trees don't speak. I don't know what the reaction will be if they were speaking. If it's done in humility, then I think it's very nice. They are self-aware of themselves. So let us try to think about this. We've just met on this call. You don't know me. I don't tell you what I do. I don't talk of my achievements. I don't say I am a remarkable facilitator. I started facilitating the sessions in, you know, the longest. I am a digital marketer. I am a founder of a company, a digital marketing company. If I don't talk about that, how will you know about my achievements? If you don't tell us that you are the CEO of this company, the journey, your journey, where you started, where you are from, how will we know? You know? Yeah. They show and tell. Most women will show but not tell. They are confident and smart working. So those are some of the things that you are going to talk about today. How do you perceive them? Do you think it is bragging? Do you think, you know, if you don't talk about them, how will people know about them? You are the marketing manager. You are the founder. You are the person who started something. You enjoyed a very toxic marriage. You bought yourself a land. You built your house. You bought a car at 25. Someone bought it at 50. You know, those are some achievements we just need to talk about them, because when you talk about them, you encourage other people and people will want to speak more about them. It is a way of just connecting with people and talking about our achievements, and you get motivated to do more and more and more. So I am also going to take you through. So this is the aim of this session, as I have spoken, and also you have seen on the charts. The session aims at encouraging everyone, but particularly those in underrepresented groups, to develop the confidence and competence to engage in self-promotion, challenge the perceptions around self-promotion. There's someone I have seen on the comment, people saying, I admire them. Why not you? You know, what is stopping you from talking about your achievements? What is stopping you from talking about something you can do? From talking about a hobby, from talking about a skill you have, but you don't have a space to showcase or utilize your skills. So it is all about the confidence and the competence. So when you talk about your achievements, it is not bragging, it is based on facts. Because I say, I've traveled to the 7 continents to do this. Mary will say, yesterday I saw some posts advertising some homes. I'm very active following on social media. If she doesn't show us that she has a partnership with maybe these organizations, she doesn't tell us, I know Madam Eva from KEPSA. I know Rogers from KEPSA. I know these people from outside my country. If I am starting a business, we can consult these people. If she doesn't tell us what she's doing, how will we know about it? Then she's not bragging. She's talking about facts. And it has taken time. I'm going to use you, Mary, in a lot of examples because I've been following, of which we've never spoken. So if she doesn't talk about it the way she does on platforms she speaks, what she posts, we wouldn't know about it. Yeah, and she's not doing that to brag. She's showing us facts. This is what you need to do. I remember there was a time I needed to join Women in Business some time back, and I had to go through the platform. I learned there is a membership fee, you attend these events, you do this. If we don't do that, then people won't be able to know about all that we're doing. So accomplishments do not speak for themselves. What can we do to make sure that our accomplishments are known out there by other people? What have you accomplished and you think people don't know about it? You can maybe share with us on the screen. Accomplishments don't speak for themselves. What have you accomplished and you've never shared with anyone? And you don't feel comfortable about talking about it? Because how will we know about what you have accomplished as a business? You can talk in terms of socially. I have raised my kids from this time. I'm able to get a job during this COVID time. This is an accomplishment. I have been able to do this and this and this. If you don't talk about it, if you don't let people know about it, no one will ever talk about it. Then funny enough, even our friends, the people we have around us, they can't talk about us the way we do it. Yeah. I work with you in starting building. I can see people are commenting on the chat box. So what are your accomplishments? I can see Mary has started. I run St. Petro Premier School. I am equally the president of Women in Business Network. Tell people about what you have accomplished. I have seen a lot of great ladies and gentlemen in this call, and I just want you to feel free in this platform. Talk about it here because tell us, because after you have done that, after this call, you'll be feeling so free to share your accomplishments. You'll network, you'll grow your business, you'll grow your connections. People will start looking for you. The confidence that you'll have, the competence, the people you'll be interacting with, they will all be different in how you approach it. I can see a lot of people. You can read on the chat box what is being shared on the chat box because this is part of what we do. I told you my session is very interactive. You have to be talking, you have to chat. Yeah. I can see someone has said, my name is Mary Dinda, CEO and founder of Bloomchain. Yes, good morning, beautiful people. Software engineer, glad to meet you all. Good morning, Marianne, livestock. Yes, if you want to start a ranch, I can see Valentine Wamboi, committed to creating youth employment through Ajira. We are helping youth connect to online work. I saw someone saying he's a ghostwriter. She's a ghostwriter when we were starting. How can you make your skills better? How can you get more clients? How can you grow your profile? You need to interact with people like Valentine. They have been to the Ajira program. Someone from the livestock, they have said what they are doing. Maybe it is small scale now, but when they speak, they can even get ideas on how to expand and how to reach to more people. So I'm a marriage and family therapist. That is Rosaline Keegan. Thank you so much, Rosaline, for joining this call. And we're happy to see that we have very diverse audience on the call. And you know, with COVID, a lot of things were happening. So self-promotion matters. Being able to show and speak about our values is essential to our success. If we don't, we risk falling behind our self-promoting peers. Let me assume, I know we have different age groups in this call. We have people under 25, over under 35, above 35, 50, and our accomplishments are different. I saw the other day on TV, and they were asking, is it scaring to turn 30? And there was this lady who said at 50, she's not yet married and she's okay with that. Then there are people who say at 30, I need to have built an empire. At 25, there are people who are talking of family and big investments. So what is the difference? Let me say, when I can give an example of maybe myself. I started working when I was still in campus for the Google Digital Skills Program, and I used to really like empowering the youth. Then after that, I've found my area in empowering youth and women, women's programs. So if I don't talk about, I approach someone like Mary, Adija, Valentine, I approach KEPSA and I say, there is this program called I Am Remarkable we run, and there I Am Remarkable, we do this and this. If I don't tell them I'm able to do that, they won't know about it. Then someone who is not even maybe younger than me or maybe older than me, they don't talk about it. Opportunities can't go knocking to their doorsteps. We want you to give you a job. You have started a new company, as a lot of people started businesses during COVID. A lot of people re-strategized their lives during COVID. And how was this even, how did it even work? They went online, they started with their friends, they started with small groups, they told them about what they have, their ideas. Even when you have an investment, you need to just understand the investment, tell people about what you think, tell people about what are your short-term goals, the long-term goals. If someone is interested in investing in your business, so that your business will grow. Like I can see we have someone who is doing farming, livestock farming, and maybe this person wants to grow a ranch, but doesn't have resources. What if they share with someone, maybe from this group, and say, I want to learn about, pig farming, maybe, and I want this company, I have started with 50, I want by next year, May or June, to have 200 pigs, but I don't have the money, but I want it. You claim it and you have the confidence. Then you'll get people who are interested in it. Then look at a scenario where I have 50 pigs, I don't talk about it, I slaughter, take to the butcher, take to the company, and life continues. How do you even get to market? It is all about speaking, because you might have started the business like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, but someone who knows how to sell, they come to the market and they just overtake and kick off and take over the market. So women and men don't like women who self-promote themselves. It is socially frowned upon when women promote themselves. Why do you think women and men don't like women who self-promote? You can share on the chat box. Why do you think women and men don't like women who self-promote? Peter Agoko, I can see you are unmuted. Do you want to tell us why is it that you will answer on behalf of men? Then we can have someone who will answer on behalf of women. Why is it that men don't like women who self-promote, women who talk about their achievements? You can unmute and answer. Peter Agoko. Okay, someone who wants to answer, they can unmute. I can see Peter is not ready. Someone else, maybe we can hear voice. Yes. Yes, Daniel. Daniel, we can hear you and we can see you. Peter, are you ready to speak?
I'm ready to speak.
Okay, who wants to speak? Okay, you're ready. Okay. Why do you think men don't like women who self-promote?
Men.
Okay, then if I think you have a challenge, we can go to Nasira.
Okay, I'm here. Hi, how are you?
Nasira, are you willing to share with us?
Yes.
You're fine.
I'm sending massive love from Kampala, Uganda. And the reason the reason I think men and women collectively dislike women who self-promote is because one, uh, in African traditional society, a woman is seen, she's not heard. So who does she think she is? So yeah. And then there's something about the genders. Men don't want to be challenged, though. So you've achieved, Mother Teresa didn't talk about this. It's just stereotypes, but I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines, eh? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, and thank you for joining us all the way from Uganda. And we're happy to have you. And you've just talked about something is socially believed stereotype. Let me ask another question. But before I ask the other question, is me publicist? You wanted to say something? You can unmute.
Yes.
Like to see you also. Good morning. Can we see you?
I've turned it on. My camera is on.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yes. So, me, publicist from Nairobi, and I think we've been socialized to believe that a woman's place is in the kitchen. So, unless she's talking about her cooking skills, then she's not supposed to self-promote. Otherwise, it will be considered as bragging. So we're supposed to be timid and just like our friend from Kampala has said, we're supposed to be seen and not.
Okay. I hope everyone has heard about that because you are breaking on my side. But thank you so much for the answer, and I can see a lot of people. So, Dr. Lucy, I can say I'd like to connect with you mostly in Sauti Contact Center. Yeah, thank you so much. I will be sharing our contacts on the chat. So let me tell you something, and this is a fact. It is something that is there. For the men and ladies on this call, are we still in the culture whereby the woman is supposed to stay in the house and wait for everything to be provided by the man? No. We are in a space whereby you go to work, I go to work. Everyone is educated. When you look at the statistics, a lot of women are educated. a lot of men also, they are educated. There is no way you're going to sit with your skills without telling people what you have, the skills you have, how you can utilize them, and all that. So I can see a lot of engagement on the chat box. I'm Nancy. Okay, still people introducing themselves. So allow me to continue with my slide so that we can be able to see the perception behind it. So women and men don't like women who promote themselves. This is socially front. It is something cultural. It is something that is outdated. But what is happening now, when I see someone like Mudhoni is progressing, Mary Mudhoni, then there is someone like, then there is something from, okay, kindly make sure that you mute. These people, I should be happy to see people who self-promote. If they don't talk about their achievements, I won't know if they will be in a position to assist me when I really need them. So we need to change the perspective, change how we view these people, and what else that makes people think, this person, the biasness, race, gender, age, ability, and other identity-based stereotypes can impact our perception about a person's competence and ability. This leads to implicit bias. Yes? Okay, kindly help me mute. Sorry for that. I was saying race, gender, age, ability, and other identity-based stereotypes can impact our perception about a person's competence and ability. This leads to implicit biases we may not even be aware of. Let me share with you something I learned. I am very active on social media and very active on the digital. I'm a gig economy person. So the other day I saw someone on Facebook, a very good lady asking, I am a mother with 2 kids. I want to go back to do nursing in 3 years' time, but in 4 years' time, I'll be 37. Will it help me? Because with the skill, I see people who need nurses, they prefer younger people. So I think she was just feeling, is it imposter syndrome or what can you call that? She's 32, she wants to go back to school, but she fears she won't be able to get a job because of her age. What can you advise to such a person? Okay, then I was also watching something the other day. There was this lady who works with Kenya Power, and she was saying when she started the work, she was a customer care. Then she did not like attending to clients complaining, oh, you've come to my place, you've disconnected my electricity. She needed more hands-on job, and she needed to do something that she wouldn't be receiving complaints from people. Then when she went back, studied about it, applied for the job, she was being asked, sorry if you can't understand Swahili, but you can go to the nini. I just want to quote, then I'll translate. Hii kazi ni ya wanaume, unawezana kweli? And are you sure you really want this job? I am sure a lot of people watch that, but this is also not a very young person, but that was her passion. Then, have you ever gone to a place just because of your race, because of the age, and because of maybe even your gender, people doubted your capability to perform or to do your duties? You can just chat on the chat box, then we can be able to see. I've just given you 2 examples of the lady who wanted to go to school, but she feels it is for younger people, but nursing is for everyone. This other lady from KPLC, you know, the different setup. So you can chat on the chat box. Share with us a situation whereby your age, your gender, your race maybe prevented you from getting a job, maybe maybe you have a strong accent from your first language, maybe you're not able, and people just because of that, you did not maybe close that gig, you did not get the job, you're not able, they just created a perception about you, and it interfered with the progress of what you are supposed to achieve. You can share on the chat box. I can see Dr. Lucy saying nothing is marketable even outside Kenya. On the highway, we nowadays see women truck drivers, which was traditionally a man's job. We are not limited, only perceptions. Yeah, can someone share with us? You can raise your hand, then someone will help me unmute, or you can unmute and share with us an incident where your race, gender, age created a perception about you and people did not engage with you further. No one has faced anything. Someone to share, someone to just unmute. I said this is a very free space. We don't record our remarkable sessions because we want people to feel free and to share. You might encourage a lot of people on this call. I remember a lot of us on this call, we are just here to get encouraged, to learn, and also to know how to do it. I can see Lynette, I'm 38. I feel I'm not able to join the profession of social media. Lynette, social media is open to everyone. Personally, I also train on digital skills. I train companies, I train individuals how to do digital marketing. Social media, you can be there in related everything. You know, it is a place that brings us together. Someone who wants to unmute. Okay, can see Lisa, I have been disqualified for my tribe despite showing my skills and capabilities. I was told to go back to my country side and seek from that side. Will you maybe, Lisa, are you able to unmute and share with us what really happened so that we might help other people who are on this call? Lisa, you can unmute. I can see Rose Omango. Or Lisa, then we can have Rose unmute. Lisa? Lisa, we can't hear you, but you're unmuted. Okay. We still can't hear you. Yes.
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
You can? This opportunity?
Yes.
So I had an experience in where I went, my ID, of course, the permanent residence, it's from my dad's side. So I'm like, okay, why didn't you look for a job from that side? Why are you coming to this side? And I politely asked, how is this a factor for this position I'm applying, despite me showing my qualification? And yeah, that was it. That's how I got disqualified, because for one, I asked, so they saw it as and also now for the name, despite me showing everything, or despite me showing my qualification, at the end of the day, I wouldn't make it because I was already disqualified for the name. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. And it is so sad. I've seen those things happen, and I think this is the time for us, someone should stop sharing. So I have seen such and heard about such things happening. You go even to an office, they look at your name, it is an interview, and just because you have a surname that reads opposite of what those people believe, you're disqualified from the job. I'm sure on this call we have CEOs, we have founders, and we have directors on the call. And just to respond to Lisa, how do you handle such things in your organization? And do you know the people interviewing? Is it instructions given or